Firstly, U.S. officials, intelligence officials, are telling CNN that based on what they've seen from a preliminary point of view, this attack does bear all the hallmarks of an ISIS-directed or ISIS-inspired attack. Now, that also gels with what we heard from the Turkish Prime Minister, who said they are also looking at ISIS as their #1 suspect. Now, the Turkish Prime Minister also gave some more details about how the attack went down. Here is what we know. There were 3 attackers, all of them believed to be wearing explosive vests, and all of them believed to be heavily armed with AK-47s. They apparently arrived, according to the Turkish Prime Minister, together in a taxi. And they left the taxi, obviously. We know that 2 of them went to the arrivals hall, the International Arrivals Hall. We've mentioned this before, but it bears mentioning again. There's heavy security at the entrance to the International Departures Hall. There's a full screening process. You have an X-ray machine, and you have to go through a metal detector. But in the arrivals hall, of course, you don't have that same level of security. So 2 of the attackers, we believe, went into the arrivals hall. They appeared to fire their weapons before exploding their devices. You saw that harrowing video where one of the attackers appears to be lying on the ground injured. He appears to be engaged by a Turkish security personnel officer who appears to fire at him and then run for his life as he senses perhaps that the attacker is about to push the button on his explosive vest. Now, ISIS has not at this stage yet actually claimed responsibility for this attack. But if you look back at ISIS attacks in Turkey, unlike other attacks that they've done in the West, they don't typically claim responsibility for them. There have been 3, including this attack. There have been 3 ISIS attacks, if indeed this is confirmed to be an ISIS attack, in Turkey since the beginning of the year. They are really stepping up the pressure, and particularly now, it's the last 10 days of Ramadan. We've seen a call from the spokesman for ISIS urging followers, urging supporters, urging those inspired by ISIS to carry out these types of attacks. But this one, Anderson, looks like it was coordinated. It looked like it took some planning, and it looked like the attackers knew where they were going and what they were doing.